When we hear the word stress, our minds immediately go to a negative place. We think of it as this force that just drains us, makes us sick, and something we desperately need to get rid of. But what if that's only half the story? What if stress is actually one of the most powerful tools we have for survival and even for success? Let's dive in. So, we're going to challenge that common belief head on. Is stress really the bad guy we've made it out to be? I think you're going to find the real answer is way more complex and honestly a lot more interesting than you might think. Of course, we all know what stress feels like. That exhaustion you just can't shake, being irritable, the headaches, a racing heart. It's all very real, and these are the things we're talking about when we say, I'm so stressed out. But here's the key thing to understand. These are the symptoms of stress, not what stress actually is. So let's kind of reset and redefine our terms here. We've got to understand what stress truly is, right at its core, before we can even begin to figure out if it's our friend or our foe. Okay, so here's the scientific take. Stress is a whole set of reactions. We're talking physical, hormonal, the whole shebang, that are all designed for one single purpose, to get your body ready for action when it faces a challenge. You can think of it as your body's built-in go time switch. So let's really let that sink in for a second. Stress isn't fundamentally an emotion or a feeling. It's a physical state of readiness. It's your body gearing up to perform at its absolute peak. And here's where it gets really wild. Your body, it doesn't actually care if a challenge is good or bad. Imagine you're facing a mugger on a dark street. That's a clear threat, right? Now picture yourself about to give a huge presentation to a packed room. That's a positive challenge. That racing heart, the quick breathing, it is the exact same physical stress response preparing you to act in both situations. So what does this preparation for action actually look like inside our bodies? Let's break down the mechanics of this incredible biological system. What's happening under the hood? Well, first off, your heart starts pumping way faster. Now, this isn't just a random palpitation, it's a very deliberate action to get your blood moving more quickly. It's delivering a huge surge of oxygen and nutrients right where you need them most, your big muscles and your brain. At the exact same time, you start breathing faster, deeper. Your bronchial tubes actually widen, literally opening up your airways to suck in the maximum amount of oxygen possible. This oxygen is like high-octane fuel for the energy your body's about to use. Now, to power this whole heightened state, your body needs energy, and it needs it fast. So your liver gets the signal to just dump its stores of glucose, that's sugar, straight into your bloodstream. It's like getting an internal energy drink, giving your cells immediate fuel to burn. And just look at how focused this entire response is. Your senses go on high alert, your pupils literally get wider to let in more light, which sharpens your vision. Blood even gets pulled away from places it's not needed, like your skin, which is why people can look pale when they're scared, and it's all sent to where the action is. It is truly an all-systems-go situation. Okay, so if this system is so amazing and so helpful, where does it all go wrong? How does this incredible survival tool turn into the chronic, damaging force we're all so afraid of? Well, that's where the story takes a bit of a turn. The key difference, the thing that changes everything, really comes down to two kinds of stress. On one side, you've got what's called eustress. That's the good stuff. It's short-term, it's motivating, it's fueled by adrenaline. This is what helps you nail that presentation. But on the other side, you've got distress. And yeah, this is the bad stuff. It's long-term, persistent, and it wears you down and makes you sick. So let's be crystal clear about this. The biological stress response itself is not the enemy. The real problem is when that on switch gets flipped and then it gets stuck there. It's the persistence, the fact that it never turns off, that causes all the damage. When stress becomes chronic, the body doesn't just stay on high alert. It actually begins this predictable four-phase breakdown. And understanding these phases is so important for recognizing when you're moving from a helpful boost toward a really dangerous burnout. Okay, so it all starts with the alert phase. This is that positive eustress we talked about. Your body's ready for action. But if the trigger, the stressful thing, doesn't go away, you slide into the resistance phase. Now your body is burning massive amounts of energy just trying to cope, and you'll notice your productivity starts to drop. If it still keeps going, you hit the wall of quasi-exhaustion. Your immune system is getting weak and you start getting sick. And finally, you can reach total exhaustion. This is a state of severe breakdown where really serious long-term health problems can show up. So how do we stop this from happening? Well, it really helps to think of your nervous system as having two basic modes, kind of like a car. You've got the sympathetic system, which is the gas pedal. It hits the accelerator, gets you ready for action. And then you have its opposite, the parasympathetic system. And you guessed it, that's the brake. It slows everything back down and returns you to a state of calm. And this right here, this brings us to the most important idea of all. A healthy life doesn't mean you never hit the gas pedal. You need that pedal for challenges, for growth, for performing your best. The real key to health is becoming skilled at using the brake, at bringing your body back into balance after the challenge is over. This quote just puts it perfectly. The goal isn't to live a stress-free life. I mean, that's impossible, and frankly, you wouldn't even want that. The real goal is to master the cycle, to go into that high-performance alert phase when you need to, and then, just as importantly, to skillfully guide yourself back to a state of balance. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Your body came equipped with this incredible, built-in system for recovery. The hardware is already there. The only question left is, what are you going to do to learn how to operate it?